What's up guys, it's your favorite Kiwi coach, and give me 6 months of your time, I'll give you the best golf swing of your life. So welcome back to the channel. In this particular video, we have another course vlog for you. It's just gonna be me playing this time. However, we're kind of doing a little bit of a soft launch of our 6-month program course management. So one of our interpreters behind the screen over here, we're gonna be teaching him a little bit about course strategy as I kind of play myself and talk you through how I play golf and all the strategies we're using. So if you're interested in that, that is the perfect video for you, and let's go ahead and jump in. And before we start the round, the sponsor today is gonna be南筑波. This is going to be a 9-hole facility, actually located quite close to where we live, and we love this course. It's probably the course I played the most. It's a 9-hole course, but yet it's really strategic, right? So it's kind of an interesting design, and it's not as easy as you think a 9-hole course would be. So I'm really excited to play it today, and let's go ahead and jump in. And thank you again,南筑波, for allowing us to play. Okay, so this is another little unique hole. I'm南筑波. So this is one of these holes. They don't want you to obviously take it right at the green, just because there is, I think, like a building over there. So, you know, we don't want to hit the building just in case we hit a bad shot. So they want you to kind of lay up over here and then kind of hit it on. So one of the things to take note of, there's this tree right here that's quite tall. So if you kind of hit a little bit of a draw and land over here, you could be blocked out from the green in terms of the left green. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to hit it about 125, 130, kind of right towards the water. And that's going to give me a pretty good angle. So I should be able to go over the tree because I'm far enough back. And it should be okay. So I'm going to hit a pitching wedge. So there's a 100-yard marker out there, which is a little bit left of the water. I'm basically going to try to start it there and hit like a little bit of a hold-off fade with a wedge. Worst case scenario, it goes a little left. I should still be fine as long as I only hit it 120. And then if it goes a little bit right, that's even better because that will give me, I think, kind of the distance that I want into the pin. So that's the plan here. That little 100-yard sign, and it's about, I think, about 130 to the water. So I'm going to try to hit this about 125. Oh my God. Go, 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 go. That was probably one of the worst wedge shots I hit today. But because it's a tee shot, it's probably okay and perfect. Let's go. All right, so that one was a little bit of a duff chunk, like a really bad swing. But I mean, they make you lay up with a pitching wedge, so you're not gonna obviously hit it out of play. So I was trying to be actually about 5 to 7 yards more right, kind of closer to that rough line over there, because that would have given me a little bit better angle at the pin. So if you go over to the pin right there, you can see it's kind of tucked on the left. So if I was a little bit more over here, I'd actually have a little bit better angle at this pin. So the angle I gave myself was not very good, and the main reason why is because I chunked it and didn't really get the ball to fade. And I hit it a little bit shorter than I wanted to, but it's still a wedge shot in. And luckily for me, it's 116. So it's more so of a fuller wedge too. So I don't think I can have any excuse here to not hit good distance. So for me, 116 is pretty much probably going to be about a 3/4 gap wedge. I think that's a back pin. So I probably want to hit this about 110 is kind of the idea. I'm going to start it at, there's like a tree in the middle of the green. I'm going to start at that tree because I tend to hit a little bit of a pull draw with the wedges. And then from there, all I got to do now is get just above shoulder height is kind of the goal with a good strike, and it should be good distance control. So that's the plan. Let's see what we do. All right, it's drawn in nicely. Sit. Oh, wow, I hit that way too far. That was a perfect shot, just way too hard. I might have misshot that one. 1 sec. I got the distance. Let's go. Okay, guys, so I flew it about maybe 8 yards past where I wanted to, and it hit the cart path. So what we got here is I got to basically punch out. I got to come down steep because there's a little net here. So I got to hit like a Nanabon probably. And the goal here is you're trying to basically just run it up through the rough as like best as you possibly can. So I'm going to try to hit some type of shot like this. So the difficulty part about this shot is I have to come so steep, it's difficult for contact. If this was not here, it'd be a much simpler shot. So because I'm coming so steep, it really makes the contact a little bit more on the difficult side. And then also the ball speed's gonna be faster, so I really have to try to judge how hard this is gonna come out. So for me, I'm just trying to make good contact with about that much power, I think is good. So right around here with good contact. So let's see if we can pull one off. Go. Oh, almost, guys, almost. That was actually quite a good shot there, guys. I was really surprised I was able to make that good a contact. I just needed to hit a little bit harder and it was gonna be perfect. So now we gotta hold this for par. It's a pretty straightforward pitch, actually. It's really not so difficult. The only thing that a lot of people do in this situation is they just get their sternum way too far forward and they really stick it into the hill, the club. So the key to this shot, actually, in my opinion, is getting a much wider stance than normal, ball position back, and then try to get your sternum to kind of fit with the slope. It'll make it much easier to actually get the low point. And then the ball's gonna come out relatively high. So then that's all you're trying to do after you get that. So good setup. And then try to judge out how fast the ball will come out of this. Oh, almost. Damn it. Okay. I think that ball is going into retirement after hitting the cart path. Yeah, that ball's a little ruined. Okay, so this is like a really straightforward par 3. Now they have made it pretty difficult today for us just because the pin is at the very back plateau. And there's not a lot of green behind it. So I think I got 178 to the pin. Let me double check. No, sorry, 170 to the pin. It's about 145 to kind of like the front edge. So I'm gonna be hitting 8-iron here, but 8-iron is gonna be difficult to get to the top level unless I just really, really flush it. So I'm gonna try to kind of like de-loft an 8-iron. And obviously, with that de-loft, and if I hit it perfect, I think I can get it to that top level, fly at about 170, 168 to 170. But the reason why I'm not hitting a 7-iron is I'm a little bit scarred from the last hole for hitting it too long. That can be a really tough up and down. And then also really there's no point to go long here. So I mean, if I hit an 8-iron, worst case scenario, I hit it like kind of chunky, it's front edge of the green, I have a tough 2-putt. But best case scenario, if I hit it really good, I should be close to pin high. And then, you know, most case scenarios, the distance will probably be towards the middle of the green and it should be fine. Direction-wise, overall, I feel confident with the direction, especially this club because it's not a freaking wedge. I'm very confident with distance control. I think that's just one of those things you'll recognize as a player, like kind of more so the fuller swings. You typically never quite lose your ability to control that distance, especially if you practice a lot. But then as soon as you start to get into those little like 50-yard, 70-yard wedge shots where you only have like 10 yards of green to work with, those just, you know, it's so easy to lose the feel over that. So anyways, the shot at hand here, I'm going to de-loft and try to hit a little bit of a draw. So I'm aiming at kind of right center green. De-loft at set up a little bit, handle first at set up. And then try to let it draw in. So it's going to be like a bit of a pull draw is kind of the idea. All right, that's it for you guys on YouTube. But before you guys click off, let me give you some quick wrap-up points. So I think the main thing when it comes to this vlog, I hope that you guys got a little bit about kind of my course strategy, what I was trying to do. In terms of my overall analysis of the round, I was actually really happy with how I hit the longer clubs. Like, you know, maybe there's a couple iron shots I hit with fuller swings that were a little bit off in terms of direction, but in terms of just the overall off the tee with the longer clubs, quite happy with that. Wedges was obviously very poor, right? I have no feel over distance for those short little finesse wedges, so I'll definitely put some work in there. But, you know, I hope that you guys got some value from this. Hope you learned about course management. We're gonna be doing some more course content, obviously, because we're kind of prepping our interpreter as well as myself on our 6-month course management program. So we're really just trying to get the work in and kind of figure out what everything is gonna be. But yeah, again, thank you so much for Minami Tsukuba for allowing us to play. If you guys wanna go check out this course, there'll be a link down below. And honestly, as you guys saw, the layout, it's a very short course, but there's a lot of bends and turns, and the greens are actually relatively fast and kind of undulated. So It's not as easy a course as you would think it would be, and it's just a fun layout to play if you just want to get some practice in. So check them out down below. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and I'll see you guys in the next video.